My first ever visit to a Toastmaster meeting was in a senior club in Sydney. I never come back to that club. When I first learned the venue of Clayfield Toastmaster Club, I thought to myself, oh no, here we go again. However, unlike my first Toastmaster visit, my impression of this club changed immediately after getting to know its member. Mr. Toastmaster, friends, and guests. There's no guest today. Today I will share with you my reflection of Clayfield Toastmaster at Clayfield. I'll start with my top 5 most memorable impressions of some of the members in this club. Jesse, when I first saw you, I felt a huge relief. I know that I'm not in a seniors club meeting. Nick, the resident comedian with explosive tendencies when doing a speech. I have similar tactic, but I reserve that when I found my speech becoming too boring and need to wake up the audience. Amelia, she's not here today, but I find her subtle but highly analytical feedback very impressive. And Sam, I can't believe that he's in his 90s. To me, he's the picture of health. And Mr. Chu Kyung Lui, who's also my housemate and my former Caltex colleague. I think it's time for me to let out a little secret of him. During Kyung's farewell speech in Caltex, he started his last point of his speech by saying, "My wife is very fussy." And someone in the background commented, "I find that really hard to believe." Great speeches are primarily emotional, and I saw lots of tears that day. He's the wise old man in Caltex Refinery who many looks up to, including me, as a mentor. And I'm extremely grateful to know him. It is the member who shaped the identity of the club. So I'll remember the Barjai Center as warm, cozy, and welcoming. But not only I'll be saying goodbye to this venue, I'll be leaving Clayfield Toastmaster. Although my stay has been short and fleeting, I'm thankful that I get to know each one of you. So what's my plan next? Now that I have the time, energy, and a little bit of money, my fiancé and I will be traveling around the world, hopefully for a year or until the budget runs out. It's only appropriate to start my adventure in the land of the rising sun, Japan, which will be followed by South Korea, Los Angeles, before exploring the mystical wonders of South America. After our pre-wedding honeymoon, we'll come back to Sydney for our wedding. And we'll be going to Indonesia after that for family celebrations. After all those parties, we'll travel to Europe for our real honeymoon. I can't wait to embark on this adventure. There's one thing though that I'm not looking forward to. At the last minute, my fiance's father decided to join us in Japan. Well, I've got nothing against him. It's great that he could actually join us, but we'll be staying in a capsule hotel where the bathroom is a public bathhouse and we have to go in nude. That's not a bonding experience that I imagine I will have with my future father-in-law. I'll end this speech by three farewells. I'll end this speech with three farewell quotes. For those who are in a similar situation, if you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. For those who I may have accidentally offended, I make it easier for people to live by making them hate me a little. And on goodbye is the worst words ever invented. It's not like you are given the choice of saying bye or goodbye. or couldn't care less by. Every time someone leaves, it's supposed to be a good one. But in this instance, this will be a sad but goodbye. Mr. Toastmaster.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. It's always a huge honour for me to evaluate any speech, anywhere, anytime, because I know how desperately hard it is to deliver a speech. I have not forgotten that. So the highlights of the speech tonight: preparation and passion. And for me, every time preparation plus passion equals performance. There was also attention to detail, plus great gestures and eye contact with this wonderful audience. There was also a gentle sense of humour, which was appropriate. And the speaker's connection with the audience was unique, because without that, you have no speech. So what suggestions could I possibly give to this enthusiastic young speaker? Two vital areas: pause and pace. For me, the most important time for pause is at the beginning of the speech, before you have uttered a word. You need to connect immediately by standing still and to take in every person in that room. And at the end, do exactly that, because you deserve to have the respect of the audience and they want to give it to you. But they can't if you've galloped off into the sunset. Stand perfectly still, then hand control back to the Toastmaster. And to fix both of those, pace and pause and the abolition of notes, one word fixes it: practice. In summary, the highlights, the preparation, the passion will give you performance every time. Your attention to detail, the gentle sense of humour. Watch out for pace and pause. Both of those are key elements of every speech, and they will undoubtedly be fixed with practice, practice and practice. Mr. Hurlula, remember that these elements that you desperately need in any speech, again, practice, practice and practice. And remember, it always worked for Mr. Sinatra. Mr. Toastmaster.